We're 8 minutes late, but we're live. To be fair, do you know what I mean? I've just come from Beyond the 90s channel. Big up Beyond the 90. Go check it. Go check it out if you're a Leicester fan. And yeah, we're a little bit late, but we're here now. How's it going?
It's a personal best, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just, do you know what I mean? It's not too bad. It's commitment all round. Do you know what I mean? You've been on holiday in sunny Cornwall. I've been, jumping from one podcast to another. So we're putting in the work.
We are. I've just done about 5 minutes of research just quickly in 8 minutes.
This will be interesting actually because it might be the first time where, well, I haven't actually done anything yet. So yeah, there are decisions to be made. Obviously, there's been the international break and some interesting fantasy-related things have happened that, going to throw some spanners in the works, I think, this week.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. I expect a lot of people were thinking about wildcarding at this time, but whether that is going to work out, I'm not so sure. But yeah.
Yeah, Ethan's here from Neil's stream. Yes, Ethan. Thanks for joining us, man. I'm Beyond the 90s here as well. It's good to have you guys on. It's good to have you guys here. We'll give you some expert advice for this weekend. Don't worry about it.
Well,
all right. Okay. Yeah. I should just say right now that Ben here, Armchair Arsenal, Armchair AFC on Twitter, he is smashing me so far this year. So perhaps you want to be listening to him slightly more than me at this moment in time. But it's early days, isn't it, Davis?
Very early days. 3 games gone. Little international break, as we said, very annoying. But yeah, only 2 more days to wait, and then we're back at it.
Did you watch England games or not particularly fast?
Nah, the only bit I saw was the Grealish and Rice celebrations. Hungary game. I don't even know what the result. Who did we play last night?
Oh bloody hell! You put me on the spot. Poland 1-0. Poland 1-0.
Okay.
Yeah. It was. Kane scored a bloody good goal. To be fair, it was a typical Kane kind of screamer.
Yeah, actually, Saka scored a header.
yeah.
In whatever the other game. We play 3 games during this international break.
Yeah, I think they've had to squeeze more in. So yeah, 3 games. But anyway, enough of that. Well, we're back to the Premier League now, thank God. So let's get into it. I don't know if you want to bring up your team. See what Ethan said. Sorry, bear with me. All right. So this is your team, is it? For this week? Have you already? So okay. So the first things to say. So the players that are out, obviously the Brazilian players, as far as we know, those that didn't go on international duty are not able to play. So
for some reason, because Everton have got some sort of like deal with the Brazilian FA. Is that right?
We just discussed this actually on Beyond the 90s. So what's happened with that is it's a special relationship because of the fact that they allowed Richarlison to play in both the Copa America and the Olympics.
Right.
But it just shows how ridiculous this whole thing is because it just shows that it's their choice. They've gone, oh, Richarlison, you're all right because you sorted us out in the summer, but the rest of you, screw you, like you're not playing. I don't know if you can zoom in a little bit, Davis, on your team.
Yeah. Is that any better?
Yeah, it's a bit better. Yeah.
Yeah.
For some reason, I'm trying to pull the comments up, and they don't seem to be showing, which is odd. So yeah, I can start going for your team. I'll see if I can sort this out.
Okay. We're sticking with Raya in goal. He's been pretty shit hot really from the start. So obviously he got us a clean sheet in the first 2 games, just the 3 points last week. But we sort of discussed a few times that Brentford got some difficult fixtures coming up, as you can see here. But he's still got Brighton this week, home game as well. So I'll be definitely sticking with him this week. Followed by Wolves, who seem to haven't they had something like 60-odd shots in their 3 games? But
and that's another thing that I just mentioned. Yeah, it is something like that. It may be just shy of 60, but yeah.
So I think that's 2. Yeah, I'd be disappointed if he didn't get me a clean sheet in one of those 2 games. Ideally, both would be nice. And then the big sort of headline in my in the defence, I've brought in Ben White, which is, I'm sure not many people will be bringing Arsenal players in, and he's actually gone down. If you remember at the start, he was quite highly selected. He's still 12.3, but I reckon he was probably in the 20s. Obviously, missed the first couple of weeks because of COVID. So he's gone down to 4.4. So with Tsimikas, I'm sure a lot of you have seen that Tsimikas obviously did so well the first couple of weeks, but Robbo's back now. And he's gone down from 4.2 to 4.1. So I switched him out before he went down. So I made the 0.1 on him. So that was good. And then I had 0.3 in the bank. And yeah, so I put White in place of him. And so I don't know if I've got any money left in the bank now. But yeah, home to Norwich. I know that Arsenal have been terrible so far. But if you have a look at their fixtures, it's going to be, we've got a lot of players coming back. We've got Thomas Partey's back. Obviously White, Gabriel. So like, our defence, which has been, our main issue. White and Gabriel is going to shore that up. So I'm hoping going to see some clean sheets in these games here.
What do we think? So obviously you're an Arsenal fan. I've also got Smith Rowe. This illness has got me a bit concerned. I have a horrible feeling he's either not going to play or not going to start.
Yeah, I've also got that feeling. Unfortunately, we're playing at 3:00 on Saturday. So if it had been a Sunday afternoon game, then or Monday maybe. But I mean, that England under-21s that he pulled out of, that was on Wednesday, I think. And Arteta said that he's going to be assessed before the game. But I would imagine, I would maybe think that he might make the bench. But obviously we've got Odegaard now, and that was my conundrum: Smith Rowe or Odegaard. And because Smith Rowe was 0.1 cheaper, I put him in.
But this is I think that out of those 3 yellows, because we've both got those 3 players, I think I'm pretty confident Calvert-Lewin will play. But from what
they're not playing until Monday, Everton. So he's got a bit of extra time.
He should be fine. He was on a yellow last time as well, and he played. Son, though, from what I hear, his injury has been a bit unclear so far, and I don't think Spurs have had their press conference yet. When are they playing? Sunday, I think. Sunday.
Let's have a look.
So.
Oh no, midday on Saturday.
Midday on Saturday. So from what I've read, it's I don't know. It sounds very unlikely that he's going to play. So I'm a bit concerned about that. And then, as you say, Smith Rowe as well. There's a good chance he won't start. So now all of a sudden we've got 2 midfielders who are at risk of not featuring.
It's not ideal. And I was sort of, as we discussed, I was sort of saving my wild card for this sort of situation. But I'm still at that point where I'm just not sure. Like, there's still too many unknowns for me to warrant doing it and saying, right, these players are going to be playing all the time. And I'm still quite happy with the team that I've got. So just to go through my thinking with, like I said, I've got the 3 yellows. My bench is, I would say, fairly strong. So Cresswell, I've put on the bench just because he's away. And Southampton, they're a bit of an iffy team, but they seem to. West Ham, like I said last week, they've been conceding quite a few. So it's not the end of the world if Cresswell comes in for, say, a Son. And then Ings against Chelsea. I haven't got any Chelsea players, but obviously, they've been looking very solid defensively. But you never know. I'm sure that he's going to play. So again, it's not the worst person to have second on the bench. And then I've got Duffy as well. If worse comes to worse, they are playing Brentford, which would sort of be a catch-22 with having Raya. I'd be hoping for a 0-0 there, but
I wouldn't be massively surprised. I mean, I've got Sanchez in goal, and I mean, all of Brentford's games have been pretty low scoring so far, haven't they? So I wouldn't be surprised if but there's a chance of a 0-0 there. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I think that's the case for all of my subs do it, potentially having the chance to do something, which I'm happy to sort of leave to chance. If I'd be surprised if all 3 of my yellows don't play. Like we said, I think Calvert-Lewin will play. That's kind of my thinking with that. And then just going back to the defence, sticking with Shaw. Obviously, it's going to be Ronaldo's first game. Have you seen this, that they're going to bring him out to the centre circle? I don't know if this might be something To think about if people thinking about putting Ronaldo in, I think he's got like it's over 1 million transfers in now.
Yeah, I heard that. And I'm really sorry, guys. I don't know why it is, but I can't seem to get your comments to come up. But I see that there's a bit of debate about Ronaldo and the 12.5 million in the comments. So we did sort of touch on it last week, but neither of us have gotten him in so far. I think I'm not wouldn't say I'm confident, but I think there's a good chance that he won't start. But then the other part of me thinks, well, they are playing Newcastle, so maybe they think that's a great time to just get him in because, in theory, it should be a pretty comfortable game.
Yeah, I mean, that would be my thinking. But from what I've read and heard, they're going to go down the sort of same route they've done with Varane, where they'll bring him out at like halftime or at the start of the game, or probably the start of the game, and like parade him to the fans, which they can all just get wet over. And then, I don't. So you might not even be in the squad, but who knows, basically. But for 12.5, I'm not willing to risk that.
No, like we also touched on. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with their set pieces. Like, is Bruno still going to be the main man, or is Ronaldo going to take that over? And I want to see how that plays out first. But I'm also I don't know. Like they've got Cavani. They've got Rashford to come back. They've got Greenwood. Greenwood's on fire. They've got Rashford to come back. I know that Greenwood and Rashford both have been utilised on the wing quite a lot, on the left wing especially. But you still got Cavani there. So what is Cavani just going to be?
Yeah, just not play at all.
A backup striker now and just not play. Yeah, I don't know.
You can't. I'm pretty convinced that Lukaku will play more minutes this season than Ronaldo, and by that, I would imagine that he'll score more goals as well. I might be wrong, but that's my first sort of thought on it.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm definitely leaning towards Lukaku, and we have touched on before, like Chelsea's fixtures. They've got quite a tough start, but in a couple of weeks' time, they really have a good run. So I think it might be worth getting him in while before he kind of hits fire and his price starts going up quite dramatically. Obviously, so neither of us are affected by this Brazil thing. The key players who are out are going to be, Jesus. In terms of fantasy, anyway, the key fantasy players. Jesus, I think quite a few people have gone for
Edison, maybe.
Edison, I've seen. There's a few Edisons about. Allison, is he one as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's Liverpool's backup keeper?
Is that Kelleher? Is it him?
It could be. Yeah.
Man City's is that Ethan.
Yeah, but now he apparently he's out as well. I think with COVID. So
really?
So Leicester are playing Man City this weekend, and
interesting. Then.
It's going to be Scott Carson, I think, in goal.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping we can take advantage of that. And then I think the only other one from a fantasy point of view is Rafinha as well. Who is one that I've considered getting in, and I don't know how many selected by, but he must be. There must be quite a few.
Yeah, definitely.
I think with those players and with these injuries that are affecting us in the midfield, I think some teams might struggle a bit this week. But then I also, like you said, I wonder how many people have wildcarded, because I know that it's been a very popular decision to do that over the international break.
Yeah. Does it usually shows somewhere? Is it on status? It shows the amount of wildcards that have been. I don't know if it's. Yeah, here we go. 372. Well, percentage-wise, that's not that many, is it? I think there's about 8 million people play the game. Is there? So 5%ish, should we say?
Yeah. So in one game week, that's quite a lot, and obviously a lot of them would be doing it to get Ronaldo in. The big headline there: if you own him, captain him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, the thing is with this season is that there are just so many high value players to choose from now. You can only really it's difficult to get free in. Alex actually on Beyond the 90, he said that he'd done his wild card and he had Ronaldo, Lukaku, and Bruno all in the same team, which so it's possible. It's obviously possible, but for the most part, you're going to have you might have one of either Ronaldo and Lukaku, and then one out of either Salah and Bruno.
I think so, yeah. And I wouldn't, even if I really wanted to put Ronaldo in, I would have, it's going to cost me points to do that because I've got 3 United already. I'd have to do quite a bit of jigging around, so I would have to basically wildcard to get him in. Also, sorry, I just realised that 370,000 wildcards was from the last game week, so we have to wait until it starts to see how many it is, but it'll be more than that, I would have thought. Most people do a wildcard quite early, and this is the week that it usually gets done.
Yeah. And obviously, like I say, Ronaldo's going to have played a big part in that. Newcastle at home. Wow. I mean, it could be it could be a dream start for him. Really,
it could be. I mean, obviously, I've got Fernandes captain at the moment, but like we said, we don't really know if Ronaldo does start, what's the dynamic going to be. I personally think that it's probably going to be a positive thing for Bruno, even if he gets taken off of the odd set piece. I just think having a goal scorer like that, the more ammunition up front for Bruno to sort of provide, I think that's only going to do his chances good. So, I'll stick with him for now. Although I did sort of consider Jota, just because, as we know, Firmino's out with quite a long-term injury, and Leeds do concede a lot of goals because they've only got one way of playing, which against Liverpool is just going to be so dangerous. So I'm quite confident that Jota's going to pick up some good points this week.
Yeah, I think we've both benefited from that Firmino injury. We kind of mentioned last week, but I think I was on the verge of considering taking him out just because of the chance of him being rotated with Firmino, but now, that it looks like it could be a good time to have him for the next few weeks.
Yeah, man.
I don't know. Do you want to hop out? Should we hop out and have a quick look at mine?
Yeah, we'll hop over.
I haven't made any transfers, so you can just literally go on my team.
Oh, okay, cool.
Sorry, as I say, I'm not sure why the comments aren't showing, but Paj has joined us. He's in top of our league. Is he top of our league?
That's probably why he's on here. He wants a shout out, doesn't he? Because he knows he's beating me.
He's up there. He's definitely up there.
This is our big money league. Where is it? This one, isn't it? There he is, sitting pretty at the top.
You're right there as well. Where am I? Let's have a little gander.
Scroll down quite a bit. You've gone up there.
All right, look, I'm there. Look, how many people are in this league? Give it some context as well.
Okay, yeah.
All right, look, here we go. 32, and I'm
sorry, Johnny. I had to scroll quite a way down there.
I think actually that makes me feel a bit better, because obviously I feel bad that I'm behind you. But in the grand scheme of things, I'm right up there. I'm right up there where I should be.
Pash, if you drop a comment and let us know what you're saying about captain choices for this week.
Well, he's just dropped a comment saying he's peaked too early and he won't last long.
Okay.
But I don't know. You gotta have a bit more confidence in that, Patch, mate. Come on. Or, even though you're just trying to be a dark horse. And
that's it.
While we're talking about leagues, actually, there is the link to the Foxes and Fantasy League in the comments. So we're slowly building it, and we'll get into double digits. It's exactly. So it's auto join as well. So you got to do is click it. So that's nice and easy. All right, we're on mine, are we? Okay. So quite similar to yours. I won't talk about like last week or anything. I'm more talking about what I'm thinking about doing. So this Son injury, from what I read, he might. They've been, like I said, they've been very ambiguous, but I think he might be out for even a few weeks. So I think, obviously, I'm looking to save money to bring in Lukaku. So now I was going to do that by swapping both Calvert-Lewin and Ings for a very cheap striker like Dennis, and bringing in Lukaku. But now I'm actually considering that swapping Son for a cheaper midfielder, and then swapping one of the strikers for Lukaku, or Ronaldo, but it will be Lukaku.
You think it'll be Ings or Calvert-Lewin, just because?
I was thinking Ings because they've got Chelsea away. What's their fixtures? Have a look.
I think they've got quite hard fixtures coming up. I think, yeah.
So, I think Ings for Lukaku.
Yeah,
Calvert-Lewin's fixtures are pretty good still. So that's So and then Son could come out for. I worked it out. If I took out Ings and Son, put in Lukaku, I'd have 6.9 for a midfielder.
Let's have a look at that, shall we?
Yeah, you want to look at and do you know what? Controversially, after all the shit that we and everyone else has talked about him, I'm genuinely considering putting Traore in.
Fuck's sake.
Really? Do you think that's that bad? Do you think it's such a bad idea? Well, the guys had like the 5th amount of shots in the Premier League. Like their fixtures, we looked at them last week. Their fixtures are absolutely prime.
Yeah,
no one selected him.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I've got too much faith in this guy. I had him in my team last year as well, but like, I don't know. And he's 6 mil, so that I could comfortably.
No, he's not even on the first page. Well, obviously because they haven't scored a goal yet, have they? But he's not on the total points. He's not but yeah, what are your other options? I guess. I mean, I'm filtered by 7 mil and points. Gray.
Yeah, I'm still not convinced. As a Leicester fan, I don't know.
The most,
and also, then I'd have Gray and Calvert, and I feel like I'd have too much. I'd be relying on Everton too much.
And then the most of these, like, you've got a couple of West Ham players. You didn't want to put Fornals in as well, do you?
No.
That Gallagher was probably a flash in the pan with his 2 goals the other week.
I like him as a player. I do, and actually, I like him, Beyond the 90 says Traore can't hit shit. Do you know what I mean? If you throw enough shit at something, eventually something's going to stick. That's the thing.
Like, because he's fucking oiled up to fuck.
Yeah, it just slides off him. But honestly, the guy, if he just puts away one of his chances, then you know.
Yeah. What about Tillman's 6.5? Oh, you got City there, haven't you? So.
He sits too deep for me for fantasy.
Yeah.
And the same with sort of Dele Alli. Now, no, again, there's the Southampton argument with Souček. Rafinha, I would have considered, but now obviously. Yeah.
Although he's not showing as.
Yeah, but none of the. I don't think any of these.
Oh, they're not. Okay, so it's a good thing that we're telling people then that's the case, isn't it?
Phil, the 90 points out there. He got 2 goals last year. He scored 2 goals, but I would argue that he's a more like important player for them under this new manager. I think he was used off the bench a lot, probably for good reason.
Wait, who was that?
Traore scored 2 goals.
Traore again, yeah.
You know what? I went to the I'm half Italian. I went to the Euro semi-final, Italy v Spain, and it obviously went to extra time. And in extra time, Traore, I forgot he was even in the Spain squad, to be honest. And I noticed him warming up on the side, and I was like, "Oh my god! I hope they don't bring him on, because in extra time with this old Italian defense, I can't." And okay, his finishing's all and stuff, but still, to this day, I think that Spain, if they had brought him on, he might have won them the game.
I just remember what we said actually last week about Traore was go through it. Obviously, he's got good fixtures on paper there, but we were saying, isn't it? Check out who the left back is for each of these teams, and if they're like 30 plus and like struggling, he's just going to absolutely make mistakes. Yeah. But then it still comes down to the final product, doesn't it? So
selected by 3%. I mean, it says it all, really. I just feel like I see what everyone else sees. Do you know what I mean? I'm not an idiot, but I just feel like I could I could be onto something there. You know, I see something.
Sarr
is an option.
Not bad. Well, yeah.
Probably touched on Gallagher. I did like the way that he played very far forwards when he got the 2 goals in the second half. But yeah, Sarr, I don't know though. Again with Sarr, it's like I'm not really convinced, to be honest, and I don't really think that Watford, are going to be scoring that many goals.
You could put Dele back in, and then you've covered your Tottenham bases as well, haven't you?
I could, but in the 3 games that he's played, he's scored a pen that he wouldn't, and Kane would be on them now. So
what about player Saka? Look, 6.3. What a bargain!
Yeah, but now I've gone for Smith Rowe.
Yeah,
I wish I had it. Look, if I brought in Traore or Trincao could be an option if you wanted to go for Wolves for their fixtures, but you really hate Traore, or you look at those stats and you're not convinced, which is fair, which is completely fair enough. Trincao could be an idea. He's gone down in price as well. Some people go for Jorginho because he takes pens, but I'm not convinced. Ward-Prowse.
Yeah, I think he's got on the score sheet last week, didn't he? Yeah, he did. He's a bit of a fantasy favourite, isn't he?
Yeah,
West Ham. Yeah, fixtures are so.
pretty tough though. You're Man City away and Chelsea away in the next 4 games.
Yeah,
Pretty tough. So watch your space basically.
yeah.
I am the reason why I haven't done it yet is because I am waiting to see what the news is on Son. Like there hasn't been, I haven't seen actual confirmation that
No,
he's not going to play. So yeah. Obviously Leicester have got Man City, so no Leicester players for me still. And yeah, you've got Diaz. I'm hopeful that, especially with Carson in goal, I think Man City might drop the clean sheet in that game.
sorry, I just realised we're back on my team, aren't we?
That's all right. That's all right. Because yeah, you've got Diaz, I've got Walker.
Oh yeah, because Walker. Yeah, are you sticking with him for now? Then Walker.
I will for now. I feel like he'll play against Leicester because he's the most defensive-minded right back they've got, and
Okay.
I think that Guardiola will probably opt for that.
You're at home, isn't it?
Yeah. What are the other? Well, let's have a quick look at the fixtures then. For this week.
For this week, yeah, good shout.
Yeah.
Okay, so we start with Palace against Spurs. So obviously, Palace have had a pretty bad start, haven't they?
Yeah, Spurs haven't conceded a goal yet, have they either? So Kane is back in the fold. I just hope. Well, yeah, if Son does play, there could be big points there. If not, who do you like? I was thinking maybe you could go for a Lucas Moura, maybe, or
yeah, you could go for Lucas. I know Kane's got some like crazy record against London teams, hasn't he? It's basically like a goal a game.
Yeah,
I could see him. Yeah, I can't say because I haven't really seen Palace play so much. I know you said that you saw a bit of them, didn't you? And that they were all right. But
yeah, I don't like. They haven't been getting well. The Chelsea, their first game against Chelsea, Palace, really struggled. But I think they made a better account of themselves since. Spurs, I just think that now the Kane factor of him being back, they're top of the league. They haven't conceded a goal. It's been a really good start for them. So I think, like we said, I think we're both missing out with not having any Spurs defenders. I think that's the real area where I think you can capitalise with them at the moment.
Yeah, you can tell that I'm looking at things through Arsenal tinted glasses because Spurs are top and I ain't got a Spurs defender and they haven't conceded. And I've put Ben White in and we've conceded 9 goals and we're bottom.
Arsenal Norwich, mate. What that is huge. Like now,
it is huge. I'm confident. We've got, like I said, most of our players back. Although Lukonga is apparently a doubt, which is a bit of a worry because Xhaka is suspended. And El Nenny's been linked with a move away because there's still a few. I think like the Turkey. He's been linked with a team in Turkey, maybe Fenerbahce. Their transfer window is still open.
No, I think it's closed now. So if he hasn't gone, because Mendy was supposed to be going to Galatasaray, but it didn't go through in time. Leicester's Mendy.
The only place he's going is to jail.
No, Leicester's Mendy.
Oh, Leicester's Mendy.
Yeah. I mean, he definitely isn't getting a transfer at the moment. And he won't be playing against Leicester either. Yeah. But I think Arsenal, as bad as they've been, they need a win in that game. Norwich did play pretty well against Leicester, though. Like can I say they're no pushovers? Like we struggled.
Yeah.
It was away from home, granted, but I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it should be a comfortable win and probably a clean sheet.
It should be, and if it's not, then Arteta will be swiftly removed, I think.
You would hope. Hashtag Arteta out. All right, Brentford Brighton. We saw a touch on that already, but yeah, I think probably a low-scoring game and probably not two teams that anyone really has many players on. Actually, someone did ask in the comments earlier on. Do we think that Ivan Toney will come good?
I like what I've seen of him in terms of like his all-round play. I'm just not sure about. I know he scored shitloads of goals last season, but I'd probably want to see a few more games of a bit more about his goal scoring prowess, like actually seeing it in person in the Prem. But they have got Brighton and then Wolves, and then like I said, they got hard fixtures after that. So if you are going to put him in, maybe put him in this week, and then if he scores a couple of goals, and then maybe again next week, then you can take him out. when the fixtures get a bit more difficult, make a bit of money and move on.
Yeah. I think that they seem to be using him a bit more as a kind of target man this season. I think last season a bit more of kind of an advanced forward. So maybe that's like affecting his, how many goals he's going to score. Obviously, with Brentford, I talked about Mbuemo a lot because he's sort of a midfielder in fantasy football. He seems to be playing sort of up front with Tony in a two.
Yeah.
So, but he hasn't actually made any goal. He hasn't scored any goals or had any contributions yet. So, I think with those two teams, we both got a goalkeeper on either side, and I think it will be a low-scoring game.
Yeah.
Leicester City, man. I think that obviously, with Scott Carson playing in goal for them most likely, and with Jesus being out. And obviously, we beat them in the Charity Shield, which should give them some confidence going into that game. With they were playing Torres up front in that game, but I think it depends on who we've got back. Like we do, with obviously there's some talk about Vestergaard or Evans being back. Hopefully, one of them are to shore us up a bit. But with that game, I'm not confident about either team keeping a clean sheet. To be honest,
high scoring games, aren't they? Like you whoop them last season like 5. You just put 5 past them once.
Yeah, away from home, early on in the season as well. So same sort of time of the season, but away from home, 5-2 was it? Or 5-1.
You know that Foden's back in light training as well.
Oh, is he? But not ready for this game.
I need to check on that, but probably not. No.
Interesting, because he's another one to consider when he's back fit for sure.
Yeah.
But Man City. Hopefully we can turn them over at home. If they got a couple of players out and we've got some players back, but going to be a tough game. I think it's not really. There aren't really any players that you would think are guaranteed points in that.
No.
United Newcastle.
I mean, that should just be an absolute caning, shouldn't it? Really.
Yeah. I would think so. Greenwood, you still got Greenwood. Yeah, I think.
I got Greenwood, and I'm quite happy. The one thing I am happy about with Ronaldo is with Shaw. He's already been taking some corners, hasn't he? And he gets forward a lot anyway. Hopefully, he can plant a few on Ronaldo's bean and get a few more assists.
Yeah, but like we said, they've just got so many attacking options now, so it'll be interesting to see. Obviously Bruno and Pogba will definitely both play, and then you've got Greenwood, Ronaldo, Cavani. Obviously Rashford's still coming back from injury. Martial. James is still there.
James is gone.
Oh, sorry. Dan James is gone. It's because he didn't come to Leicester. I was still thinking he was coming here. Daniel James is, sorry, my bad. But they've got a lot of options. So, it'd be. I don't know. You'd think it was going to be hard to drop Greenwood the way that he started the season.
It'll be gutted, wouldn't he, if he gets dropped for that? So, I think that Ollie will say to him, "Go out there and show like why you should still be in the team."
Yeah. Lingard as well, playing and scoring for England, but he's nowhere near the man who's starting lineup at the moment.
No.
So much for Southgate's, picking people who are playing. Did you see his argument for not bringing on a sub last night? He was just he didn't make a sub. No, he's been getting a bit slated for it. To be fair, they were sort of like, "Why didn't you? Why you're 1-0 up? Why didn't you do it?" And he was like, "Well, we were playing well, and sometimes when you bring on a sub, it's hard for them to get into the game." And it's like, surely you bring them on for like time. They scored on 90 plus 2 minutes, so surely even if you're just doing it for time wasting, most managers would do that. So bizarre.
Yeah, that is bizarre.
But I think quite United could easily get a clean sheet there and get 3 or 4 goals. I think.
Yeah.
Hopefully not Ronaldo. That's all. From our perspective. Southampton, West Ham.
Could be a goal first, I think, that one.
Yeah, obviously Antonio is in everyone's team now. I'm a bit worried about Ben Rama, to be honest. I feel like that was one of them that I feel like I might have jumped on too soon in the season. But I'll stick with him and hopefully he'll produce over the next few weeks.
I'm just trying to think who Southampton got in defence now that Vestergaard's gone. I mean,
They
it's Antonio.
signed some guy from Torino, didn't they, or something?
They got Bednarek, haven't they? And
Yeah, Bednarek.
Stevens. Antonio. Yeah, I can see him I can see him scoring against them.
Yeah, definitely. Watford Wolves probably quite low scoring, but yeah, I mean that's one of those games you could have. It's hard to pick, really. Yeah, like maybe like it's hard to pick out a Sarr and Troy and even Dennis, because I was thinking about, because Watford's fixtures are all right for the next few weeks.
They are,
That's why I was kind of thinking that Dennis might be an idea, but I've kind of gone away from that now. Is my thinking. But yeah, Traore, mate, watch this space. Watch this space. He's going to score in that game. I guarantee it. Chelsea Villa. We still not got any Chelsea players. I've got Reece James.
I think my wild card would probably be just because Kovacic is here. I'll just have a look at their fixtures. Yeah, so I'll probably be starting to put them in here, I guess.
Yeah,
I mean, they could easily beat Tottenham and City, but I don't think they're going to be the sort of high-scoring games that they will be against. I mean, look at this, like home to Southampton, Norwich. You got to think, it's going to be hard to not have Lukaku in then, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. But it's whether you wait or or just like do it now. I've considered both options, to be fair. The waiting, because I want to do 2 transfers, I need to bring in a cheaper guy and then a more expensive guy.
Yeah.
It probably does make sense to me to do it staggered over 2 weeks. But then it's either that or you go for Lukaku now, thinking that at home to Villa he might have a stormer.
Yeah. I just remember when he was at United, he didn't have a good record against top 6 teams, did he? But he is a bit of a different player now, so I'll be interested to see how he gets on against. If he does score in either of these 2 games, then I'll 100% be putting him in there.
Yeah. Well, I think he's got to go in for those, and I think another Chelsea player, another Chelsea midfielder,
Mount or.
I don't. Yeah, maybe Mount. I'm not entirely. Do you know what? Actually, I think Ziyech is. How close is he to coming back?
I think he might be back, actually,
because he's gone down in price as well.
Yeah, that's a good shout. Let's have a look at him.
Because we've both talked about him a lot in pre-season, and in fact, I put him in. He scored 2 goals, didn't he? And then I put him in, and then he got injured in the same game.
Yeah, he's back, and he's 7.4, so 0.1 cheaper than Mount, I think.
Do you know what? Yeah, that's interesting.
Havertz has gone down 0.2, but he's more expensive. Obviously, they've got Saul now, but I don't think he's really a fantasy type player. Lukaku's got a little concern, has he? Thigh injury.
I'm sure he'll be fine.
Yeah, I think he'll be all right. Werner did score 2 goals in an international break that I saw. They were
he missed a sitter as well, though.
Did he?
Oh yeah, I'll send you it after. It was proper. It was like one of mine, like over the bar, 6 yards out.
It bobbled.
Yeah, exactly. And sorry, go up a sec as well. On the Chelsea team. Oh yeah, obviously Pulisic is still injured, isn't he?
I mean, Mount's just a reliable one, isn't he?
Yeah,
but he's not a flashy.
But Ziyech was the main man in preseason, and I think that again, like it might be one of them where if you get him in now, you might catch some people out, but it's a risk.
It's a weird one, actually. Just looking at their midfield, obviously they got loads of quality there, but it's like in terms of Ziyech. I think that could be definitely one to keep an eye on because Pulisic is in and out, isn't he? And he's injured by looks of it anyway. He's always injured, and then like these aren't getting a look in at all, are they? These 3. So I'm guessing that's probably why Tuchel thought he needs to bring Saul in because he doesn't trust these guys.
Yeah, he's only really he's got that Jorginho and Kante centre midfield is very kind of stable for them, and he definitely doesn't like Barkley. Do you know where Drinkwater went in the end?
It's some. Where was it?
Reading FC on loan, I think. Unbelievable, yeah. Reading. bottom of the championship or like way down there. It's crazy, absolutely crazy. But yeah, so I think doubling up on them. Obviously, I've already got James anyway, but in terms of getting a midfielder and attacker, having both definitely wait until those fixtures start. But maybe one of them you could do it now is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I'd probably want a fullback would be good. So James it seems like he likes Alonso. Yeah. So if you wanted to, for those games you could even have 3. You could have like a Mount or Ziyech and Lukaku. That would be pretty solid. So I might save my wild card for that, to be honest.
Yeah, obviously James is suspended this week anyway, which is annoying because I'm gonna have to bench him for this week. But I think he's going to be a long-term hold for me anyway.
Yeah.
Leaves Liverpool.
I think Liverpool will smash him.
Yeah. Well, they played him the first game of the season last season, didn't they? And they smashed them.
Yeah, it was a big scoring one. I think Leeds manage to score a couple, but
they did. Yeah, but Salah scored a hat trick that day.
Yeah. Actually, that could be dangerous. Neither of us having Salah, but like we said, I think you've got to have Jota, take the risk and have Jota in to compensate while Firmino is out. I just want to check actually that Firmino is definitely out and we're not just chatting rubbish.
No, I'm sure of it.
Yeah, 25%, but yeah, he's definitely out this week.
Ethan said he's captain Mason Greenwood. It's not a bad shout. It's one of those,
I reckon, like sometimes you've got to read like the storyline and it'll be like everyone's waiting for Ronaldo, but then like it'd be typical if Greenwood just stood up and was just like announced himself with a hat trick or something. I don't think that's a bad shout. Different.
Yeah. I mean, you could do it with Jota as well. I wouldn't recommend it this week, but it could be an option, especially now that he's less likely of getting subbed off. But yeah, Leeds often high scoring games against the bigger teams, and
I do like Bielsa, but when you've got a squad like Leeds and you just say, "Oh, this is my one way of playing," and like that's what I'm doing. That's what Wenger used to do, and we used to just get absolutely ruined against these big teams. Because they're going to be so open. You've got Salah, Mane, and Jota running at you. I'm pretty sure they'll score a fair few goals in that game.
Yeah, I think so too. I haven't got any Leeds players, and no Liverpool defenders now. Now that the Simicast party's over, so
I
don't know. Yeah, obviously Trent's a very expensive option. I
can see Leeds scoring, but I can see Liverpool scoring a lot more.
I hope so for our sake. That would be ideal. Yeah. Everton, Burnley. Everton have started quite well, haven't they?
Yeah, everyone was a bit sort of skeptical about the Rafa appointment, but they won. What have they done?
1-2 and drawn 1. Is it?
Calvert's obviously scored in. They scored every game yet.
Yeah.
So they've had Southampton, Leeds, and Brighton. 1-2. And drawn 1, so about sort of the start you would expect on paper, but there was quite a few question marks, and they seem to be doing all right. So Burnley are just.
How much is Konate again? Because do you think that Konate? Obviously, they've started with Matip next to Van Dijk, but is the plan to bring Konate in?
I'm not too sure what they're thinking with him. Gone down to 5.2.
What was he? 5.5.
Yeah.
Wow.
So at the start then.
They probably are. They're probably in no rush to get him in. They probably Klopp probably feels like Matip and Van Dijk is, perfectly fine. So, but if he does start playing though, then that is a very cheap way into that defense. Especially with that price fall. Yeah.
Burnley are just Burnley, aren't they? So
the other Liverpool one as well, isn't it? Is Elliot.
Yeah, we were saying about that. Although I can't remember who their last game was, but I did watch it, and he buzzes around and he makes himself look busy, but I think he's still quite raw. I wouldn't be surprised if he starts dropping to the bench. I might be wrong.
What's his price?
He's 5.5. I thought it was a bit expensive for someone of his. What was he? 16, 17?
maybe 18 now, maybe I don't know, but yeah, 5.5.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I mean, he played against Norwich and well, only 7 minutes against Norwich, but 90 minutes against Burnley, he couldn't manage a goal or assist there. He did play 90 minutes against Chelsea, so Klopp obviously trusts him. But for 5.5, I mean, this could be the game where he does, really come to the boil. But
yeah, I think wait and see still with him, wait and see, and I don't think he's going to be playing, every week. So
yeah,
we've got a lot of options.
Yeah, they're a bit short in that attacking midfield role there. A lot of them are
He doesn't really like Chamberlain, does he? I'm surprised Chamberlain's still there.
Yeah, and even Curtis Jones was rumored to be moving, or Villa wanted him, didn't they? I think he's quality. I think he should be. I thought he'd be starting a lot more games by now, but
yeah, it seems to have been sort of. Yeah, it seems to have stalled in his progression. Definitely, when he first played was in the FA Cup, everyone was going nuts. He scored that big goal, and then what? Yeah, and then. Yeah, so Everton, Burnley. So I think Everton, Calvert-Lewin to still produce, hopefully. And they've probably got a very good chance of a clean sheet there as well, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's God, I need a win this week. I need to start closing this gap. There's, like I say, there's still a lot to there's still a lot of decisions for me to make this week. There's still a lot of unanswered questions in terms of who's injured and who's not. And maybe I'm going to throw a couple of wild cards in and see what happens.
Traore. Yeah.
Traore and Lukaku.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not set on that.
Yeah, Traore and Lukaku for Ings and Son. Sounds all right.
It sounds all right, but there's that 6 point there's that 0.9 to pay for another midfielder, which I'll see. I'll see what my options are. I'll double check. But if Son isn't injured, then I might just wait until next week, to be honest, and just sort of leave it as it is.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to get on the old Twitter sphere and find out all the latest about Son and these other injury worries, because I'm a bit worried because my bench is quite strong. I'm just worried that my 3 yellows, are all going to start on the bench and come on and do nothing. And then my actual bench will all do well and not actually come on.
Yeah.
So it'd be nice.
I think that's sort of like a risk you got to take, but
it would be nice to rule them out either way, wouldn't it? But yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well. All right. Thanks for joining. I'm really annoyed about the comments because we've had loads tonight as well.
Yeah.
They've been flying in, but for whatever reason, they just haven't been showing. So, in fact, Beyond the 90 gave us some pointers as to what we should be using. So we might have this updated in time for the next one, hopefully.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, cool. And remember to join the league in the comments.
Yeah, join the league.
As many people as possible in there. That'd be really good.
We'll put up a prize in there.
Do you want to have a little look at the standings actually before we go of the league? Well, why not? We'll come back next week and see how it's going. But hopefully, I'm going to close that gap and get 3 points in the league on the board in our head-to-head.
Where is it? What's the league called? Fox and Fantasy. Here we go.
Yeah. Because Matt,
Dom got 71 points last week. Let me just share it.
Yeah, let's have a gander. I know that Matt's coming into it this week.
See that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Dom had another good week last week. He's just 9 points behind. Let's have a look at his team. I haven't had a look at it yet. So the Antonio captain, same as most. Digne could be a good shout this week, home to Burnley.
Yeah, he's got a couple of headaches here though because of the Brazil thing. He's got Rafinha and Edison as well. Who's his spare goalkeeper? Steele.
Good. Yeah, maybe a wild card for Dom.
Unless
he's got a few up his sleeve, then.
Yeah, he might find a way around that. We got Frankie. I can't believe he's above me, to be honest. Another Gooner as well. Let's have a little gander at his real quick.
Goslet Gunner is nice.
He was unlucky there with the Bruno
He's gone
captain.
for the Holy Trinity as well.
Yeah, still got Barnes there. God, we've got a very similar team.
Yeah.
It's exactly the same except from Digne and now Barnes because I've taken him out. Other than that, oh no, and I haven't got Salah.
I was just thinking his team's fucking solid, but then I looked at his bench and not the best. He's gone all out on the first 11.
You know, you can get away with it. You just got to hope. Like he's fortunate here that he doesn't seem to have. He's only got Calvert-Lewin as a doubt, so he's sort of got away with that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
let's have a look at Greg's team as well a minute because he's catching you up, so you got to be a bit careful.
He played his wild card. He was a bit annoyed, wasn't he? I think
James.
I don't know what was on to, but James was unlucky. Obviously, the sender he already had an assist. Obviously Trent. It's a good team. It is a good team. He's put Armstrong in. Willock
this week,
Willock. Okay, based on last season, fair enough. But I'm unsure about just Newcastle. Just aren't that great a team. Lowton on with 6 points on the bench. He's got quite a strong bench as well, really. So
they all play, don't they? So will he be starting this week? He's back now.
I think so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he will be. Yeah. But we're playing Man City, so it's a tough one.
Yeah.
But yeah, cool. Go on. Let's just have a quick look at Spooner's. Then we've gone through the whole league.
Yeah.
Spooner's. So Spooner's the one who we advised to take Firmino out many times, but he's persisted. But now his hand has been forced. He's going to have to take him out now.
Well, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 on yellows and reds that need addressing.
Yeah.
He's got Tony though. Tony can come straight on for Firmino.
Yeah, that's true.
But he's a bit of work to do.
It's just like Mount hasn't really banged yet, has he? And Grealish has been a bit quiet too.
Quite like the midfield. It's like nicely spread out amongst like different teams.
Yeah, and it's all the sort of mid-range stars, isn't it? It's all the that's what you get around that mid-range post, but then you're missing out on Bruno and Salah, which is probably explains why he is where he is on the table right now.
Yeah.
But hopefully we'll get some more.
We got Matt and Neil
into the league. You start. It's already on. So, if someone does that right at the end of the season and wins it, that's going to be a bit annoying.
I know. I was thinking that. Yeah.
All right. Cool. Well, we'll probably be back for our regular Thursday slot. Best of luck to you. Best of luck to everyone else that's watched. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Join the league. And we'll catch you next week.